The military base was quiet at midnight. Only a few guards walked slowly through the metal halls. Most lights were dim. This was the perfect time for her to move. Her name was Zalara, a young alien girl from the planet Varel. She had smooth violet skin, glowing eyes, and hair that shimmered like silver in the dark. She wasn't a soldier. She was just curious. And curiosity was dangerous in a place like this. She slipped past the main lab doors, using a stolen security. Her heart was racing. She knew this section was off limits. The sign on the door read, "Warning: Human Bioweapon Research. Authorized personnel only." But Zalara had always been fascinated by human technology, especially the things they kept secret. Inside, the lab smelled like metal and chemicals, cold and clean. Tables were filled with strange weapons, tubes, and locked cases. A bright blue liquid glowed inside one container. Another held red mist that swirled like it was alive. Then her eyes landed on it. A small silver vial resting on a black platform. It was glowing faintly, gold and red. Next to it was a tag. HSS V13 due. Not ingest. Test incomplete. Zalara tilted her head. V13? She whispered. Human strength serum? Or something else? She picked it up carefully. It was warm to the touch. Her instincts told her to put it down, but her curiosity screamed louder. One sip. Wouldn't hurt, right? She uncapped the vial and brought it to her lips. The liquid tasted sweet, almost like fruit. But the moment she swallowed, it hit her like lightning. Her chest tightened. She dropped the vial as her body suddenly heated up. Her pulse raced, her breath came fast. It wasn't pain. It was something else. Something intense. She fell to her knees, her skin glowing brighter. Her hands trembled. Her body felt alive, too alive, like every cell was burning. Her mind screamed in confusion. What is this? She tried to stand but stumbled. Her legs were weak. Her suit clung to her body, now damp with sweat. Her core was on fire. She didn't understand. Was this a weapon? A drug? Why did it make her feel like this? She crawled to the side wall and hid behind a cabinet. She didn't want to be found like this, but she was already losing control. Her fingers clutched the ground, and her breath was shaky. Minutes passed like hours. Then, footsteps. Someone was coming. She held her breath, hoping they wouldn't see her, but it was too late. A shadow appeared at the door. Sergeant Ray Carter stepped inside holding a scanner. He had short black hair, a rugged face, and a calm, strong presence. He wasn't expecting company. The scanner beeped. Life form detected? But here this zone should be empty, he said aloud. He looked around and then saw her, kneeling, sweating, glowing. Hey, he said, stepping closer. Who are you? Are you okay? Zalara didn't answer. She couldn't. Ray knelt beside her. You're Varelian, what happened? He touched her forehead. It was burning hot. Her body temperature was rising dangerously. Then he saw the broken vial. His eyes widened. No, not V13. You drank it? He quickly pulled out his scanner and aimed it at her. Her vitals were all over the place. Heart rate extreme, blood pressure unstable, hormone levels spiked. What the hell is this serum doing to you? He whispered. Zalara's eyes opened slowly. They were glowing brighter now. Her voice was soft, shaky. Make it stop, please. Ray looked at the door. If anyone found them, they'd both be in serious trouble. But she was in no condition to move. I need to get you out of here, he said. You're not safe here. She reached for him, her fingers trembling. The touch made his skin tingle. Something about her energy felt different, not dangerous, just overwhelming. Ray helped her stand, wrapping her arm around his shoulder. Her body was still glowing, her breathing shallow. As they moved down the dark hallway, Ray looked at her again. He had no idea what kind of reaction this serum was causing, but it wasn't just physical. Something else had awakened inside her. And whatever it was, had just begun. Ray carried Zalara through the dim hallway, her body still trembling. Her skin was hot, almost too hot to touch. Every few steps, she let out a soft gasp, like the heat inside her kept rising. Her eyes shimmered like fire. Her breath was shallow. It didn't look like pain, but something more confusing. The elevator doors opened. Ray pressed the emergency override. He couldn't risk the cameras. Not now. They reached the lower med bay. It was a backup room, unused, dark, and locked away from main access. No one would come here. He placed her gently on a soft medical bed. Her body arched slightly as she hit the surface, like her nerves were overstimulated. Ray backed away, trying to keep his cool. "You're overheating. Your body's reacting fast. I need to cool you down." Zalara blinked slowly. "Something's wrong with me," she whispered. "It burns inside." Ray grabbed a cryostim from a supply locker and placed it on her arm. A light mist hissed out, chilling her skin. Her body shivered, and for a moment, her glowing skin dimmed, but only for a moment. Then, it came back, stronger. Her pulse doubled, her back arched again, eyes shut tight. "It's not just heat," she breathed out. "It's hunger, but not for food." Ray froze. That wasn't in any human symptom log. He picked up his data pad and ran another scan. The serum she drank, V13, was an experimental formula designed to stimulate human soldiers' adrenaline and aggression in battle. But in an alien body, it was doing something else entirely. Your biology. It's not rejecting the serum. It's multiplying its effects. Your body thinks it's... He stopped himself. Zalara turned her head, her voice more desperate now. "Fix it, please." Ray's hands trembled. He wasn't a scientist. He was a field soldier. But he couldn't walk away from her. Not like this. "I'll find a way," he promised. "But I need to know how you feel. Every detail." Her voice shook. "It's like my heart is too fast. Like every part of me wants something. Craves it. I don't know why. I feel full and empty at the same time. It hurts and it doesn't." Ray typed her words into the scanner notes. This wasn't a normal reaction. It was emotional, instinctual, primal. "I need to keep you calm," he said. "If your body keeps reacting like this, you might pass out again or worse." Zalara's eyes locked onto his. "You're warm when you touch me. It helps." Ray hesitated. His instincts told him to stay distant, professional. But another part of him, the human part, wanted to help her, whatever it took. He moved closer, took her hand. Her glow pulsed stronger for a second, then began to slow. "You're stabilizing," he whispered. A silence filled the room. Heavy, tense. Then she spoke again. "Ray, what was that serum?" He looked her in the eyes. "We don't know the full truth. The top scientists called it a military arousal enhancer. Not just physical, mental, emotional. It was supposed to be for battle, to heighten senses and instincts, even desires. But it was never meant for alien biology." Zalara's eyes widened. "Then why would they keep it unlocked?" Ray's jaw clenched. "They didn't. Someone wanted you to drink it." Zalara's breath caught. "A trap?" He nodded slowly. "Or a test." Outside the medbay, footsteps echoed again. Ray's eyes narrowed. "Someone's coming." He tapped a button. The room went into lockdown. No one could enter without clearance. "We're out of time," he said. "Whoever did this will come looking for you. And if they find you in this state..." Zalara sat up slowly, holding the blanket tight. She looked tired, but stronger than before. The serum had changed something in her. Not just physically, but deep inside. "I don't want to hurt anyone," she whispered. but I feel like something inside me is waking up. Ray looked at her carefully. Something was waking up indeed, and Earth might not be ready for it. Ray stood by the med bay's sealed door, his hand on the control panel. The red light blinked slowly, locked from the inside. Whoever was walking outside had stopped. The footsteps were gone, but the silence now felt even more dangerous. Behind him, Solara sat on the edge of the bed, still glowing faintly. Her skin looked like soft light under the dark. Her breath had calmed, but her eyes, they burned with something strange. Confusion, heat, and a growing awareness. Ray turned back to her. "We have maybe 10 minutes, maybe less," he said. "Tell me everything you remember from the moment you entered that lab." Solara closed her eyes for a moment. Her voice was low. "I saw the vial. I picked it up because it was beautiful, warm, like it wanted to be touched. I didn't mean to drink it, but once I opened it, it called me." Ray raised an eyebrow. "Called you?" She nodded. "Not with sound, with something deeper. A feeling, like it knew me." Ray stepped closer. "That's impossible. The serum was made for humans. We didn't test it on other species." "Then why did it fit my body so easily?" she asked. "Why didn't I die? Why did it wake up something in me like it was waiting?" Ray didn't have answers, but he had a theory, one that scared him. He opened his datapad and pulled up a hidden file. Something from months ago. A rejected research log that wasn't supposed to be saved. File name, Project V13, Cross-Species Compatibility Test, classified. His hands went cold. He read it aloud. Subject shows high hormonal amplification and emotional triggers when exposed to V13. Non-human DNA responded stronger than expected. Extreme biological sinking. Solara looked up. "They tested this on aliens?" Ray's mouth was dry. "Yes, and they hid it. That's why you reacted so fast. You weren't the first." She stood slowly, wrapping a thermal blanket around herself. "Why would they hide something so dangerous?" Ray hesitated, then answered, "Because someone wanted to control it. V13 wasn't just a weapon. It was a key, a way to link instincts across species." Zalara's eyes widened. "You think they made it to control attraction? Emotions?" He nodded. "Not just arousal, obedience, loyalty, connection. Think about it. If they can use a serum to bind someone emotionally or physically, they can control everything, even love, even desire." Solara took a step forward, suddenly unsteady. Ray moved fast to catch her, his arms gently holding her upright. Their eyes met, and that's when it hit him. The serum wasn't done changing her, but the effects were no longer wild. They were focused, targeted. Her glow slowed. Her breath matched his. Her body was sinking with him. "You," she whispered. "When I touch you, the burning calms. The hunger fades. But only with you." Ray stepped back, alarmed. "That's the serum, not real. It's making you connect to the nearest compatible mind. It's forcing a bond." "No," she said, shaking her head. "It feels real. That's the danger. How will we ever know what's real and what's just chemistry?" Ray had no answer. This wasn't just a lab accident anymore. This was a ticking emotional weapon, and she was the first test subject who might survive it. Suddenly, a voice came through the wall speaker. "This is Command Unit Alpha. We detected unauthorized movement in Sector 9. Medbay lockdown registered. Respond immediately." Ray's heart jumped. They were out of time. He grabbed Zalara's arm. "We have to move now." "Where will we go?" she asked. "Somewhere off-grid," he replied. "Someplace where no scanner, no serum, no lab can reach us." He opened the emergency hatch under the med bed. A hidden maintenance tunnel, dusty and dark. It was the only way out. As she stepped inside, she paused and looked back. "Ray?" "Yeah?" "If this feeling is fake, I still want to know how far it goes. Ray looked at her, his mind racing. His heart was steady, but confused. Just like hers, and in that moment he wasn't sure who was rescuing who. The maintenance tunnel was narrow, filled with dust, old wires, and silence. Zalara walked behind Ray, her body glowing faintly in the dark. She didn't speak. Neither did he. Both were thinking the same thing. Something had changed forever. They reached the end of the tunnel, where an old service door led out to the cold night air beyond the base. As soon as the door shut behind them, Zalara leaned against the wall, breathing hard. "It's getting stronger," she whispered. Ray turned to her. "The serum?" She nodded slowly. "Not just the heat, the hunger. My skin feels everything, even the wind, even you." Ray's heart beat faster. "You need help, real help." "No," she said, shaking her head. "Your doctors won't understand. This isn't just a physical reaction, it's deep, deeper than anything I've felt before." He studied her carefully. "What are you saying?" Zalara's eyes locked on his. "Your serum triggered something ancient in me. Something buried in my DNA. On my planet, we don't have feelings like humans. Not love, not lust, not desire. Our biology is controlled by chemicals, rituals." Ray listened closely, his breath still. She continued. "But this serum, it woke up something I didn't even know I had. It gave me emotions I've never felt before, and they're not going away." Ray looked down, thinking. "So, your biology is rewriting itself, because of something we created." She stepped forward slowly. "Not just rewriting, it's merging with yours." "What?" She placed her hand gently on his chest. "I can feel your heartbeat, and it calms mine. I don't think this is a random effect anymore. I think the serum was designed to create bonding, deep bonding, across species." Ray stepped back, stunned. "That's not science, that's dangerous." Zalara tilted her head. "Is it dangerous? Or powerful?" He didn't answer. Because deep down, a part of him already felt it too. Like a link was forming between them, faster than logic, stronger than fear. But just then his comm link buzzed. A private message. Subject escaped. Target must be recovered alive. Priority order. Secure or terminate if compromised. Ray's face went pale. Zalara saw it. "They know," he nodded. "They're hunting you now." Her voice hardened. "Not just me, us. You helped me. That makes you a threat." Ray stared at her for a long moment, then said, "We can't go back, but we can find answers." "Where?" she asked. He took a deep breath. "There's an old station off the grid, a private science unit. I used to know someone there, before all this military life." "Can they reverse it?" Zalara asked. Ray didn't lie. "I don't know, but we'll try." They began walking again under the stars, moving through shadows. Her glow lit the way. But Ray couldn't stop thinking. What if this wasn't an accident at all? What if the serum had been made not just to bond, but to create something new? Emotion weapon, a connection that no soldier could resist. And now, Zalara was becoming that weapon. "I feel like I'm not myself anymore," she said quietly. "But at the same time, I don't want it to stop." Ray glanced at her. "Why?" She looked at him, her voice soft. "Because for the first time in my life I feel alive. And I think it's because of you." His heart skipped a beat. This wasn't just biology anymore. This was the beginning of something bigger, and neither of them was ready for what came next. The old transport shuttle was barely holding together. Its engines groaned, metal panels rattled, and the cockpit smelled like burnt wires. But it flew, and that's all Ray needed. He looked behind him. Zalara was curled up in the back compartment, wrapped in a blanket, eyes glowing softly in the dim emergency lights. Her breathing was slow but controlled. For now, Ray had set the course to an abandoned outpost hidden in the asteroid belt. No signals, no trackers, no eyes. It was the only place left to hide. As the ship drifted into stealth mode, Ray locked the controls and walked back to her. "We're safe. For now," he said. Solara looked up. Her voice was soft. "It's getting stronger again." Ray sat across from her, keeping his distance. "What do you feel?" She closed her eyes. "It's not just the heat anymore. It's like my mind is changing. The way I think, the way I see things. I don't feel like a soldier or a guest on your planet. I feel like something inside me wants to connect." "To me?" Ray asked quietly. She nodded. A long silence followed. The ship rocked slightly. Ray checked the stabilizers. Fine, just turbulence. But the tension in the room was real. Solara stood slowly. She walked closer, her blanket slipping off her shoulders. Her skin glowed brighter in the low light, a shimmer of violet and gold. Ray stood too, nervous now. "Solara, the serum's manipulating you." "Maybe," she whispered. "But what if this feeling is real too? What if the serum didn't create it, just unlocked it?" He couldn't answer. Her nearness, the soft glow of her skin, her eyes locked on his, it was hard to breathe. "I need to test something," she said, stepping even closer. Ray hesitated. "Test what?" "If touch calms me, maybe it means we're biologically syncing. That would explain everything, the bond, the focus, the need." Ray swallowed hard. "This could be dangerous." "I already am dangerous," she replied. And then her hand touched his. A jolt ran through both of them. Not pain, not heat, something deeper. His heart pounded, her glow flared and then dimmed. She sighed, her shoulders relaxed. "It's working. You're balancing me." Ray felt it, too. The serum's effect inside her was reacting to him, like he was her anchor. But then alarms beeped. Life signs spike. Hormonal overload. Ray backed away quickly. "It's too strong, it's not stabilizing, it's intensifying." Solara collapsed to her knees, shaking. "It's too much now, I can't control it. I can't." Ray dropped beside her, grabbing a cryopack and pressing it to her neck. Her body trembled. Her breath came in gasps, and then she looked up, terrified. "It's not just biology anymore," she said. "The serum, it's bonding me, emotionally, permanently." Ray's eyes widened. "Permanently?" "I don't think I can pull away from you now," she whispered. "Even if I wanted to." The ship rocked again, but this time, it wasn't turbulence. Someone had followed them. Lights flashed on the panel. Ray grabbed his rifle. We're not alone anymore. But part of him wasn't worried about the enemy outside. He was more afraid of the one growing stronger inside the girl standing in front of him. The lights inside the shuttle flickered. Warning signals flashed across the screen. An enemy ship was in orbit. But they hadn't been boarded. Not yet. Ray sealed the doors manually, locking the small living quarters from the rest of the ship. Then he sat down slowly, his weapon in reach. Across from him, Solara was breathing hard, sitting with her knees pulled to her chest. Her glow was fading, but her eyes were wide with fear. Not fear of being caught, fear of herself. "You don't understand," she said quietly. "This serum didn't just activate something in me, it unlocked it." Ray leaned in. "Unlocked what?" Solara stared at the wall. "I was born without emotion. My kind, Varelians, we don't feel. We bond for duty, for survival, not for love, not for anything real. But when I drank that serum, I felt everything." Ray listened, saying nothing. He didn't want to interrupt. She continued, her voice shaking. "The first time I looked at you, I didn't know what was happening, but my body responded like it knew you. My instincts changed. My thoughts shifted. I wanted to be near you, to understand you, to stay." She finally looked at him. "I'm scared, Ray. I don't know if I'm me anymore." Ray sat forward, gently placing his hand over hers. Maybe you're more you now than ever before. Maybe the serum didn't change you. It revealed the part of you that was always hidden. She blinked. You believe that? I don't know, he said, honestly. But I believe this isn't your fault. And I believe that what you're feeling might be real. Tears filled her eyes, but they didn't fall. Virelians weren't supposed to cry, but she wasn't just a Virelian anymore. Do you know why I came to Earth? She asked. Ray shook his head. I was a spy, she whispered. Sent to study human military weaknesses. My mission was to get close to people like you. Learn, report, leave. Ray's hand pulled back slowly. She felt the cold space between them. But then the serum and you, it broke the mission. I can't report anything now, I don't want to. Ray stood and paced. His mind was spinning. You came here to deceive us, he said. Yes. And now you're bonded to me because of a human-made formula, he said bitterly. Yes. He turned to her. Then how do I know any of this is real? She stood too, shaky but strong. You don't. Neither do I. That's the worst part. Everything inside me tells me I care about you. Everything outside says it could be fake. But Ray, if it feels real, if it hurts when I think of losing you, isn't that real enough? Ray stared at her silent. I don't want to lie anymore, she said, voice breaking. I want to stay. Not because of my mission, not because of the serum, but because I don't know who I am without you anymore. Another silence. But not empty, heavy, deep, honest. Finally, Ray spoke. We're both trapped in something bigger than us. Science, lies, orders, instincts. But if we're going to survive this, we have to do it together. No more secrets, she nodded. No more lies. Then she stepped forward and reached for him. Not forced, not burning with serum-driven heat. Just soft, scared, human. And for the first time, Ray didn't pull away. The two stood in the dim room, the outside world hunting them. But the storm, inside finally quiet, because in the dark a confession had become a bond, not because of chemistry, but because of choice. The outpost was cold and quiet, buried deep inside a forgotten asteroid drifting in black space. It was once used for secret tech experiments, long abandoned, now silent like a tomb. Ray powered up the terminal using old military codes. The lights flickered on, revealing broken machines, shattered screens, and a medical chamber that still worked. Solara stood at the entrance, her body glowing faintly. Not like before, now her light was calm, steady. But time was running out. Her energy was fading fast. The serum was finally settling into its final stage. It's inside my cells now, she said softly. I can feel it locking into my DNA. Soon, there won't be a cure. Ray stared at the chamber. There's one chance left. The system here can create a molecular reset, wipe the serum's signature from your body. She looked up. Will it work? It might, he said. But... She stepped closer. But what? Ray looked her in the eyes. If we erase the serum completely, it might erase everything. The bond, the emotions, the connection between us. You may forget me, or worse, go back to who you were before. Solara froze. You mean I'd lose you? Not just me, he whispered. You might lose you. Her heart pounded. Not from the serum, from the choice, forget everything to be safe, or keep everything and live forever changed. Ray moved. To the terminal. You decide. I'll start the reset if you say the word. Solara walked toward the chamber and placed her hand on the glass. She looked inside. The bed was cold. The metal straps were tight. It was made to hold someone during pain. She turned to Ray. I was born without emotion. Then your world gave it to me. I didn't ask for it. But I don't want to let it go, Ray stepped forward. Even if it means living as something in between, not Varelian, not human, just unknown. She smiled, a tear finally falling. Isn't that what life is? Becoming something new, even if it's scary? Ray took her hand. Then we run, he said. What? We destroy the terminal. We disappear. They'll never find us. We don't erase anything, we protect it. But the serum, I'll help you live with it, he said. You're not a weapon. You're a beginning. Outside, alarms echoed again. They had been found. Ray aimed his weapon. Get to the shuttle. Solara stood still. I'm not leaving without you. You're not going to. They ran together, side by side, through the broken halls. Lights flashed red. Voices on the comms screamed, Targets located. Engage on sight. Ray fired at the entry gate, blasting it open. Solara used her energy to push the heavy steel aside. She wasn't just burning anymore. She was in control. They boarded the shuttle, launched from the asteroid, and vanished into deep space before the enemy could lock on. Hours later, silence. Stars stretched beyond the window. Solara sat next to Ray, their hands still linked. I feel everything, she whispered, but it doesn't scare me anymore. Ray looked at her and smiled. Then we survived. She looked back at him. No, she said. We started